Imagine this. Every time you step into your favorite grocery store, your usual basket of food costs 20% more. Not because of a bad harvest, not because of supply chain issues, but because of hidden taxes imposed without your say. Or picture a small business owner. Let's call him Pierre, running a family-owned manufacturing company in France. He's worked his whole life to keep his business afloat. But today he stares at his balance sheet, and the numbers just don't add up. Why? Because tariffs have just made his raw materials way more expensive. This isn't just an economic issue. This is about you, about us, about our families. And today we're diving into the truth behind tariffs and why they might just be one of the biggest hidden threats to European economies today. Segment 1. What are tariffs and who wins? So what exactly are tariffs? In simple terms, they're taxes on imported goods. Imagine you own a bakery and you buy flour from another country because it's cheaper and better quality. Now suddenly your government decides to impose a tariff on imported flour, making it significantly more expensive. What do? Either raise your prices, driving customers away, or absorb the cost and risk losing your business. Governments tell us that tariffs protect domestic industries. The idea is that if foreign goods are more expensive, people will buy local. But here's the catch. It's not that simple. Who actually benefits from these tariffs? Major corporations with deep pockets, certain politicians who use them as a bargaining chip, but certainly not the average person. Not Pierre, not small business owners, not you. Because when tariffs are imposed, businesses that rely on imported materials pay more. And when they pay more, they pass those costs on to you. That means higher prices on groceries, cars, electronics, things you need every day. And at a time when inflation is already making life difficult, this is like throwing gasoline on a burning building. Segment 2 suffers. Real stories. Let's talk about the real victims. And trust me, they're not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're real people with real lives. Meet Elena, a mother of 2 in Spain. She works in an auto factory that depends on steel from outside Europe. One morning, she walks into work and notices something strange. The machines are quieter. Her co-workers look anxious. Then the announcement comes. Due to increased costs from tariffs, the company is making cutbacks. First, they increased work hours with no extra pay. Then came the layoffs. Elena, despite years of dedication, was one of them. Now, she's struggling to find work in an economy that's already tough. She's worried about putting food on the table for her kids, all because of a policy she had no control over. And let's go back to Pierre. His family's manufacturing business has stood for decades, employing people, supporting the local economy. But the materials he needs, metals, plastics, mostly come from Asia, thanks to new tariffs. Those materials are now 30% more expensive. He tries to adjust, cutting costs where he can. But his customers are also feeling the squeeze. They can't afford to pay more. Orders start drying up. And last week, Pierre made the hardest decision of his life. He shut down the factory. He let go of workers who were like family to him. Generations of hard work wiped out. Tell me, is this protecting local businesses? Or is it just crushing them under the weight of bad policies? Segment 3, who is really responsible? Here's where things get infuriating. If you ask politicians, they'll throw around phrases like economic strategy or standing strong against foreign competition. They'll hold press conferences, shake hands, smile for the cameras, and assure us that these policies are in our best interest. But let's be honest, the ones making these decisions, they're not the ones feeling the impact. They're not the ones losing sleep at night, wondering how to stretch a paycheck that no longer covers the basics. They're not the ones standing in a grocery aisle, staring at price tags, debating whether to buy fresh produce or settle for cheaper, less nutritious food. They don't wake up in the morning dreading a pink slip, wondering how they'll explain to their family that their job is gone. No, they sit in grand offices with million-dollar views. They sip imported coffee, discuss trade policy over catered lunches, and fly across the world in private jets, all while the rest of us struggle to afford gas for our cars. When prices go up, they don't feel it. When businesses shut down, they don't grieve for the workers laid off. When families are forced to choose between rent and food, It's nothing more than a statistic to them. And here's the worst part. Many of them know exactly what's happening. They know these policies don't actually help everyday people. They know that tariffs don't magically create jobs or boost struggling industries, but they push them anyway. Why? Because it makes them look tough on trade, because it plays well in political speeches, because it secures their careers. Meanwhile, their corporate allies, the ones funding their campaigns, the ones with lobbyists who have access the average citizen will never get, are reaping the benefits. Prices go up for us, but their profits? Bigger than ever. The rich get richer. The powerful get more powerful. And the rest of us? We're left to fend for ourselves, trapped under the weight of policies designed to serve the few at the expense of the many. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. Segment 4. Hope and a call to action. You have more power than they want you to believe. And history proves it. When people refuse to stay silent, things change. When enough voices demand action, policies are rewritten, laws are overturned, and governments, no matter how powerful, are forced to listen. The world doesn't change because politicians decide to do the right thing. It changes because people force them to. It starts with awareness. It starts with breaking free from the polished political narratives and seeing the reality for what it is. It starts with sharing the truth, making sure more people understand what's really happening. Not the scripted sound bites, not the stage press releases, but the cold, hard facts. And that's where you come in. We've all seen what happens when people stay silent. Prices keep rising. Jobs keep disappearing. Small businesses, the backbone of our communities, continue to crumble. But when we stand together, when we make noise, when we refuse to be ignored, things shift. So if you're tired of watching your paycheck buy less and less, if you're frustrated by a system that works for the elite while leaving the rest of us behind, hit that like button. If you believe this message needs to be heard, share this video and drop a comment below. How have rising prices impacted your life? Let's make sure they see the real consequences of their decisions. Let's make our voices so loud, so undeniable, that they can't sweep us aside. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about economics. This is about our future, our families, our ability to build a life where hard work actually pays off. And together, we can make a difference. If you found this video valuable, don't just watch, subscribe. Every single week, we break down the truth behind economic and geopolitical issues.